Just like the women's matchup before this one, except with the men. Sam Houston State hosting Abilene Christian. The Wildcats coming to Johnson Coliseum with an overall record of 12-2 and undefeated in Southland Conference play at 1-0. And for the Sam Houston State Bearcats, this is their opening game in Southland play. Haven't had a game yet, but overall, Jason Hooten's group is 5-8, looking to get back to the winning ways tonight. Start a new winning streak. December 31st, New Year's Eve, was their last game, an 84-54 win over Texas Lutheran. Here's how the Bearcats will start. They'll go Albert Almanza, Cameron Delaney, Josh Delaney, Kai Mitchell to round things out. And Sam Houston State with the ball first. It's a loose ball. Marcus Harris right in the thick of things. We've got a jump ball with just 12 seconds played in this game. And the possession arrow will point toward Abilene Christian. Sam is very good at home. If they're going to start a new winning streak, it might as well be here. 14-2 just a year ago, and this year already off to a hot start. 4-1 for Jason Hooten's Bearcats. In his 9th season at the helm of the Bearcats basketball program, Hooten 6-3 all time against Abilene Christian. Sam going with the man-to-man defense to kick things off. The high floater, and the putback is rejected. That is number 15, Hayden Farquhar. It was a late addition to the starting lineup with all-conference player Jalone Friday on the bench for Abilene Christian. Said before the game he was out due to suspension. No word yet on the details of that, but he will be out for this game. The best player for the Wildcats is on the bench. Sam Houston starting the motion offense early. Delaney, top of the key, breaks free, dishes to Almanza, who lets it rip from the wing, just a little short, but the rebound is off a purple jersey, so that means we'll stay right underneath the basket with Sam Houston State basketball. Bearcats are looking to win its Southland Conference opener for the first time since the 2015-2016 season. Last year in their Southland Conference opener, they fell to this very team. ACU is having trouble converting at the other end themselves. Farquhar with the missed putback and rebound. Marcus Harris, who quickly gets it into an offensive set but turns it right over, and the Wildcats are out and running. Corner three gets a friendly roll, and those are our first points of the afternoon. A corner three there from Peyton Ricks gives us our first points and our first ACU Wildcat lead at 3-0. A lot of high intensity for both teams. And when you talk about high intensity, you've got to talk about the man leading the Bearcat program, Jason Hooten. And we are just over 3 minutes in this game. And Hooten has already taken the sport coat off and is visibly frustrated with the play of his guys. A nice put back there by Kai Mitchell, the junior from Hammerstraw, New York. Kai Mitchell has been one of those guys who's been primarily relied on for his rebounding. He's 3rd in the conference in rebounding, averages about 7.6 boards a game. And he's hauled in at least 10 rebounds 6 times this year to go along with 3 double-doubles, which leads the Bearcats. ACU going with a little high-low action, starts it on the elbow, but then gets it down into the paint, going to kick it side to the side, and That call gets a lot of oohs and ahs from the crowd, and Jason Hooten is obviously not happy, talking with the referee in the corner. Charge is going to be on number 2. That is Cameron Delaney. One half of the Delaney duo. Let's check it one more time. Yep, feet weren't set. That is a blocking foul. So just the first on Delaney in the early goings. Bearcats still down a single point. Very acrobatic move there from Jalen Franklin, but couldn't convert. Delaney running coast to coast, weaving his way, couldn't convert, but that's what teammates are for. Albert Amanza's right there for the pick-me-up to give the Bearcats their first lead of the night at 4-3. Very high-paced game. Sam's going to want to run out and run you out of the gym, or try to. ACU averaging about 76 points a game. Look as though they're going to be a little bit more cautious and careful with their offense. Shot fake on the block can't go. The offensive rebound and putback is good. It's number 32, Joe Pleasant, the 6'8" freshman from Kansas. Delaney bringing the ball up, looking for his bro. Instead goes to Kai Mitchell. Can't convert, and ACU is back out running one more time, and we've already got a substitution on our hands. It looks as though number 13, Bubba Furlong, is at the scorer's table ready to check in, and the active hands begin for Sam Houston State. Ball on the floor. We've got a jump ball. This time the possession arrow is going to favor Sam Houston State, and we've got a media timeout as we step aside from the action. Be sure to come back and join us. We've got much more basketball between Sam Houston State and Abilene Christian. Welcome back to the action here. 15:48 left to play in the first half of this Southland Conference opener for Sam Houston State taking on Abilene Christian. And Sam Houston State is trying to start their own winning streak after having just one win their last time around. Back-to-back wins will be just their second winning streak of the season. They had one to start the year, beating East Texas Baptist and Southwestern for the first 2 games of the season. Since then, it's been a lot of losses sprinkled between intermittent wins. Marcus Harris can't get that 3 to go. But on New Year's Eve, Sam Houston State took down Texas Lutheran right here in Huntsville by 30 points, 84-54. And they have had a tough schedule this year, Sam Houston State has. After those first 2 wins, they went on the road at Louisiana Tech, turned around 3 days later and went to Clemson and then to Georgia. Lost all 3 of those games before getting their 3rd win of the year against Jackson State. So they've been battle-tested early, and it's showing here in the aggressiveness and the hustle. But sometimes it's just doesn't fall your way That goes there as the jump ball gives the ball right back to ACU. We've got another substitution. Albert Amanza out, and R.J. Smith, the redshirt sophomore from Kansas, checks into the game. Josh Delaney guarding the ball there. It's been a little bit of a resurgence of this offense when Delaney was inserted into the starting lineup against Alabama State. The assists automatically went up in terms of their average. The Bearcats were averaging about 22 assists per game. And with Josh Delaney stepped into the lineup against Alabama State, now they're averaging 23 assists per game. And just over 80 over their last 3 contests. Delaney had his first career double-double at Utah Valley this season, had 15 points and 10 assists. And Marcus Harris gets the Bearcats offense alive and well. Cats still down 1, though, after that bucket. Sam Houston State, after this turnover here, it looks to have an obvious size advantage. Not a lot of height with the Wildcats of Abilene Christian. Their big man, as we told you at the beginning of the broadcast, Jalen Friday, a 6'9" junior from Oklahoma City, is out this game due to suspension. We don't know exactly what he was suspended for, but he will be on the bench for the entirety of this game. And that's the other half of the Delaney duo. Cameron Delaney drills the 3 to give the Cats their first lead of the ball game. We've got another jump ball. This time it's going to go to Sam Houston State. A lot of jump balls and a lot of back and forth in this ball game. We played only 7 minutes in this contest, and we've had so many jump balls, and it's been an energetic game, which, like the women, and you saw in the first game of this doubleheader, Raven Justice likes to coach her ladies hard. Jason Hooten likes to coach his boys even harder. Very enthusiastic on the sideline. It's his 9th season, but the way that you look at him and you watch him coach, you would think he's a GA trying to coach for his life and his career. He's very, very active and very, very energetic. And we've got a foul here. Looks like it's going to be offensive foul. Trying to get confirmation. It looks like it was a push off on Delaney. ACU still attacking the basket, but still can't convert. Sam Houston doing a good job of limiting the easy buckets, and Josh Delaney turns around and gives a little stare to the bench after that 3-pointer. When he gets hot, he is as streaky as they come. And already with 2 quick shots from the Delaney brothers. ACU going on the low block, but that's going to be a foul on newly inserted R.J. Smith. It's going to be his first. We are going to pause for a timeout. Cats leading the Wildcats 12-7. We've got more Southland Conference basketball from Huntsville coming up next. Now, as we said, if you know anything about Jason Hooten's group and the way he likes to coach, his coaching style is very energetic, and he has a right to be upset about this one. Questionable call. Contact was obvious, but looked as though the ACU defender might have undercut R.J. Smith there, which resulted in Smith's first foul of the night. And Chris Mudge spent the entirety of that timeout talking to one of the referees, pleading his case, not just for that foul, but for some other fouls that went unnoticed and maybe uncalled at the other end in the early goings of this. So the officiating might be something to watch here in this game, as both Chris Mudge, the assistant, and the head coach Jason Hooten have been very vocal about some of the calls here in the first half of the Southland Conference contest. Delaney continues his active night. Josh Delaney draws the foul, will go to the line for 2. And we said there, if there is a man that can get hot, it is Josh Delaney. If you remember, just a year ago, he was named to the all-tournament team at the SLC tournament last season, averaged 19 points per game and hitting 9 three-pointers across 2 games. And his brother, Cameron, he made 4 starts and 35 appearances last year, bringing in 91 rebounds, averaging 4.3 points per game. So the Delaney duo is a huge point of production for this Sam Houston State basketball team. Delaney's going to get the rebound, bring it up. And that game with Delaney last year, it was about as unconscious as a player can get. It seemed like every single time he came down and that ball touched his hands, he was in the gym, he was open. He was going to fire it, and if he fired it, there was a really good chance that it was going in, and it was a big reason why Sam did so well in the Southland Conference tournament last year. Rebound Delaney to Delaney. Josh gives it up to Cameron, who's looking inside to Kai Mitchell, but deflected away by ACU's defender, Jaron Lewis, the forward. And we've got another foul on Smith, much to his displeasure. Let's take another look at that foul. This is the second one that he's been very displeased with, and yeah, that he has a right for that one. That was all ball, both hands on the ball, and the ref called a foul. That's going to be Smith's second foul of the night. He will head to the bench. Albert Amanza will come back into the game for the Bearcats. Free throw good. 15-11. Sam Houston State. Just over 10 minutes to play here. Now in at point guard is number 11, Xavier Bryant, the freshman from DeSoto. He's going to be splitting time with both Delaney brothers as Cameron takes a nice finish high off the glass for 2. 7 points for Cameron. Tonight leads all Bearcat scorers on the floor. The relentless attack of this Sam Houston State defense right now. They are moving well without the ball, fighting through screens. And whatever ACU is doing, it is not phasing Sam Houston State at all. Abilene comes into this game 12-2 overall and 1-0 in Southland Conference play. They, like the women, beat New Orleans in their first Southland Conference game, 68-58 on their home floor. This is their first road game of the conference schedule. A nice move there from Chad Bowie, but just can't convert. This freshman class for Jason Hooten is very, very talented and athletic. Bowie is another one of those guys that's very, very good, junior, but a newcomer. And Xavier Bryant, the freshman, is very, very talented. And the local kid, Zach Nuttall, just down the road in Bryan, Texas, at Bryan High School, gives rave reviews from Jason Hooten, who is about as hot as they come right now, yelling at Cameron Delaney. I think his man was the one that drilled that last shot for the Wildcats, and when Hooten's eyes get big and that sweat starts to run off that brow, it is not a good sign for a Sam Houston State Bearcat player. Kai Mitchell doing some work inside, count the basket, and just steamrolls the defender en route to the hoop and harm. He's going to go to the line for one more. Bearcats building that lead now, up 5. Take another look. He knocks one down. Great presence of mind to keep the balance and go off the glass for the bucket. Kai Mitchell, the 6'7", 245-pound junior from Havestraw, New York, via Hutchinson Community College. Jason Hooten's got a lot of guys that are junior college transfers this season. Kai Mitchell, as we mentioned earlier, Chad Bowie, who's from nearby Kilgore. Sam going with a light full court man-to-man press. Trying to go inside, get something going, but Bowie is right there for the steal, and he's out and running. Gives it to Xavier Bryant, who turns it over. But Cameron Delaney steals it right back and gives it to the hands of Albert Amanza, who gives it right to Xavier Bryant, who's trying to run again. They're looking down low to Kai Mitchell, but Bowie can't connect on the three. Not a lot's falling for either team right now. We've hit one of those lulls in the game. The offense is just not clicking, but the active hands and the tenacity of this defense on both sides is at probably the highest level it can be. And we have got another media timeout, our second of the half, and so while we step aside, we urge you to stay put as we've got more Sam Houston State basketball coming up. Back to the action here at Johnson Coliseum in Huntsville, Texas. Sam Houston State clinging to a 6-point lead over Abilene Christian. And checking into the game for the first time is Bryan native Zach Nuttall, the freshman from just an hour down the road in Bryan, Texas. He's one of those guys that Jason Hooten cannot stop talking about. During the season, In a chat after a game with Coach Hooten, he said, I'm just so excited about him. He's so athletic and he can do so many things so well. But he is a typical freshman. When he gets in, he just wants to shoot and put up shots, which is typical. But Coach had nothing but rave reviews as Albert Almanza drills another three to extend the lead. Had nothing but rave reviews about Zach Nuttall. And Almanza having an active 2 possessions there, gets the 3 and the steal at the very other end. Josh Delaney directing traffic, doesn't like what he sees, wants to pull it back out. Wants to get something a little bit better, and that better is him stopping and popping for 3. Drills another one, 3 points added on to the lead and to his point total. That's 7 points for Delaney thus far in this one. And that results in a quick ACU timeout and we've got a replay of Josh Delaney's using the screen beautifully with the defender in his face, drills at nothing but net, and then gives the 3 shotgun in celebration. And ACU has had a tough time containing Sam Houston State in this barrage of 3. They average about 8.5 threes made per game. So we're kind of right on pace to hit that game average. So right now on the court for Sam Houston State, we've got Chad Bowie, Zach Nuttall, Albert Almanza, Josh Delaney, and number 13, Bubba Furlong. Furlong is one of those backup forward / centers. Doesn't see a lot of action, but is a big body nonetheless. Stands at 6'9", 240. Sophomore from Waco Midway High School. Sam not letting go of that full court press, going at the full length of the court and doing whatever they can to disrupt ACU. A little bit of a push off there that ACU got away with, but nonetheless, it's still Wildcat ball. And Zach Nuttall again with the steal. He's going to take it. No call. Bowie comes up with it, out to Delaney. And another 3. We told you folks, when he starts feeling it, just get out of the way and get him the ball as quickly as possible. Another 3 has increased the Bearcat lead to 15. And ACU just does not look comfortable on the offensive end. And this is what the Cats want to do. They want to run and get out in the open court. Just can't finish there. Furlong had a little bit of problems collecting that one. They're going to run, and they've got the shooters to do it, and they've got the active post players to do it as well. The guys aren't just these big lumbering guys who are going to camp out on the block. They can move. They can be active trailers in the fast break game, which is so crucial. And Delaney just showing all the moves in the bag now. The great exaggerated Euro step. Should have probably gotten an and one on that. But it's 2 points either way. And let's see that one more time. Just a beautiful move. Look at the long, exaggerated, off-balance shot. It's Josh Delaney's game, and it's Josh Delaney's world right now. We are just living in it. We're going to see him and more of the Cats on the other side of the break. to the action now. Sam Houston State now up 17 points, thanks in part to Josh Delaney's streaky shooting. And we're starting to see the wheels kind of fall off for Abilene Christian now. Another foul. Josh Delaney has been lighting it up, to say the least, from three. 12 points already, game high for him. And Zach Nuttall, the freshman, with a freshman mistake, turns it over, gives the ball right back to the Wildcats, who get right into their offensive set and go down on the block. Cam Delaney swipes that away. That's the thing with Josh Delaney. When you've got a shooter like that who is obviously in rhythm and obviously is feeling it, you've got to account for so much more. You've got to account for him, and then you've got to throw in the post players, and then you've got to throw in the athleticism and the streakiness of the other shooters that Sam has that can potentially get hot as well. So when one guy starts lighting it up, it makes the offense so much better and so much harder to defend as ACU continues their drought. 4:15 left to play. Cats up 33-16. And go ahead and tack three on that. The freshman Zach Nuttall, his first points of the game, the corner three. And the three ball is very, very kind at the moment to Sam Houston State. Chad Bowie running the show right now for the Cats. Cameron Delaney goes baseline, tries to find Almanza in the pass in the corner. It is deflected away. And just like that, we've got our third media timeout of the afternoon. And it comes at a good time. 20-point lead, Sam Houston over ACU. We'll be back. As we resume play here, 3:40 left in the first half. Sam Houston State out to a commanding 20-point lead already. And it's thanks to number 15, Josh Delaney, who is a perfect 3 of 3 from three-point land and a game-high 12 points. He's the only player in the game in double figures. The next closest person for Abilene Christian are 2 with 4. That's Jaron Lewis and Joe Pleasant, both with 4 points. Both of them combined aren't even close to Josh Delaney. That's how spectacular he's been, and we still have another half of basketball left to play. ACU doing whatever it can on the offensive end, just can't get the ball to fall. Sam Houston State takes over possession. Going down low to Kai Mitchell, who stops, fronts. Can't get the short jumper from about 5 to go. ECU brings the ball up. Jason Hooten very, very animated on the Bearcat sideline. The tie has already flipped around his face a couple times while yelling, and he is not happy. Got a tipped ball here. Referees say it's going to stay with Sam Houston.
Out of bounds, the ball will stay with the Bearcats. Entering the game for the Wildcats,
Number 5, Peyton Ricks checks back into the game. A little bit of a size differentiation here. We now have 7-foot Colton Cole in the game for the Wildcats. Marcus Harris, nice drive inside, dish to Kai Mitchell, who finishes with a nice reverse layup. 7 points on the afternoon for Mitchell, who extends the Bearcat lead to 22 now. Cheap foul committed by Cameron Delaney on the push. That's going to be his second personal foul. Jason Hooten, in his 9th season at the helm of Sam Houston State Bearcats, has a 166 and 121 record here in Huntsville. And as we said, he is in those 9 seasons. He is 6-3 against the Wildcats of Abilene Christian. Looking for that 7th win today and a new winning streak to go on top of it. Chad Bowie now running the point. Jason Hooten yelling at Bowie. The offensive set and said, watch the trap. ACU wants to get them in a double team. Turn the ball over. One more time. This time Delaney's got the 3 guitar going, and the song that he's been playing are the nights the lights went out in Huntsville. As it's been another 3 after 3 after 3 for Delaney. And then we've got a tie ball, and who's at the bottom of the pile? None other than Josh Delaney. As we said, now a perfect 4 for 4 from three-point land. And he's come off screens. He's done it standing still, like that one right there. He's moved without the ball very well tonight and has been able to find his shot. And when he's been open, knock it down, which is why Sam is up 25 points in their Southland opener. ACU with 2 on the shot clock. Got to get something up before the violation, and they do. Number 14, Trey Lennox with the 3 to prove that the ACU offense is still very much alive. About 3-second difference in the shot clock and game clock. Shot clock is ahead by 3 seconds. So Sam can't wait and drown out the clock. But a 3 block, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. Bowie couldn't get up the desperation shot in time or hit the rim. So it's a shot clock violation and a turnover. 5.3 seconds left in the first half. ACU's going to push it up quick and try and get something. The floater, no good. And that's how we end the first half. Sam Houston State via the 3-ball and Josh Delaney. 41-19 leaders at the end of the first half over ACU. We're going to get the second half started right after this.
Fans, come stay with us at the University Hotel on the beautiful and historic campus of Sam Houston State University. Enjoy the comfort and convenience of accommodations right here on campus for athletic events, conferences, meetings, seminars, special events, or just to visit family and friends. A proud sponsor of Bearcat Athletics, the University Hotel. Eat 'em up, Cats.
At Hyundai, quality isn't an afterthought, it's built right in.
to our final three competitors. He's got his own basket. He might be at an advantage. Oh, that brings us down to our final two competitors. Now that we're down to the final two, remember, you can go to either basket. You can take your own, or you can go to the same basket. A little bit of shooter action might come to play here. And they're off in opposite directions. It's going to be a foot race. Who's going to be there? It's a crash course. It looks like we have our winner. Congratulations, and thank you to HBI. Fans, if you're looking for high-quality office furniture at affordable prices, make sure you visit HBI Office Solutions.
Second half action between Sam Houston State and Abilene Christian just about to get underway, but before we can go to the second half, let's talk how we got here in the first half. 41-19, Sam Houston led in the first half, and it was mainly because of number 15, Josh Delaney, and the sharp shooting. A perfect 4 for 4 from three-point land, and 15 points to go along with this 22-point lead. As a team, Sam was pretty good themselves, 70% from three in the first half, 7 of 10. And Abilene Christian, not too shabby themselves, 3 of 5 for 60%. And points in the paint as well. Sam doing it in and out. 14-6 they led over ACU. Second half underway, and Josh Delaney getting things started, trying to find somebody open. He goes to Kai Mitchell, who eventually turns it over, and Abilene Christian trying to start off with the first points of the second half. Trying for the three of their own, can't get it to fall. Almanza with the rebound, but we've got a foul on the play. It is going to be on Almanza, pushing foul. It'll be his second foul of the afternoon. Correction, his first foul of the afternoon. And Jason Hooten arguing with the ref, asking how is that a shooting foul? Another look on the replay, he's got a point. Ball was never in possession of either player. So if anything, it was going to be a loose ball foul. Jason Hooten has a right to gripe on there. But nonetheless, play resumes. And both free throws are converted, so it's a 20-point lead, Sam Houston State, and Delaney hoping that the sharp shooting from the first half carries over to the second. And his first attempt of the second half is off left. And ACU quickly rebounds and brings it up the court. And just as quickly as they bring it down the court, they turn it away, turn it over. Ball was deflected according to the refs off Sam Houston State, so it will stay ACU ball. Jalen Franklin with the ball on the perimeter, trying to make something happen. It is stripped by Josh Delaney. Marcus Harris comes up with the ball. That's a veteran move there. Just poke the hand out enough to get that ball away from Franklin and into the hands of a Bearcat player. A lot of chippiness going on right now. The foul on Marcus Harris as he was trying to come through that screen there. Cameron taking the ball out, gives it to his brother Josh, who's looking for something to open up. Goes baseline and is rejected at the rim by Jaron Lewis. Nice block there, an athletic play with both hands. And then right back at him is Jaron Lewis again. As we said, Abilene Christian 12-2 overall. 1-0 in Southland Conference play, their lone win coming against New Orleans. And this is the first Southland game for Sam Houston State, who sits at 5-8 on the season. And of those 5 wins, only 2 have been against Division I opponents. Their wins have come against East Texas Baptist, Southwestern, to start the year off 1-2. And then after a 3-game losing streak, they played Jackson State and won 75-60 on November 19th. And then it was 4 losses in a row before their next win against Alabama State on December 18th. and then went to Utah Valley and lost, and then had their most recent win on New Year's Eve against Texas Lutheran. And the shooting has gone cold here for Sam Houston State. The team that shot 70% from three in the first half has yet to connect on any shot outside the three-point arc. And Abilene Christian, if they can't shoot it from the outside, they might as well just take it right in the paint and draw a foul, which is exactly what Jalen Franklin did right there to try and get the offense back in it. There are some things that you need to do when the offense isn't clicking the way you want it to. If you're not shooting well from the perimeter, drive it to the basket and try and get to the free throw line. You got to shoot to get hot, and you got to shoot to stay hot. And right there, Franklin rises up, drawing the foul on Bubba Furlong, which is why he is at the line for 2 free throws. And both teams have kind of started out in a little bit of an offensive drought. Again, Abilene Christian shot 60% from 3 of 5 in the first half, but have yet to connect on one here in the second half. Sam looking underneath, trying to get the post game going. Kyle Mitchell collects and is fouled underneath. It'll be Sam's ball underneath the basket, out of bounds. Haven't seen much from the post players tonight. Kyle Mitchell, Bubba Furlong, any of those guys who are normally post presences have been relatively quiet today, and you can't really blame them because Josh Delaney has been shooting the lights out here at Johnson Coliseum. We're going to try this out of bounds thing one more time. This time we're going to see if Cam Delaney can get anything in bounds. Jason Hooten looking on. Passes it up. Strange play there. Cam Delaney passed up the open three-point shot in the corner. And when he pump faked, he had Kyle Mitchell wide open underneath, but didn't convert on either his jump shot or Mitchell underneath. So we stay Sam Houston ball still with no shot attempt. Marcus Harris pump fake and beautiful buttery floater there on the short corner for 2. Just a savvy vet there. Marcus Harris has 13 points per game over his last 3 games. And this time last year against this same team, Harris had a career-high 28 points and a Sam Houston win over Abilene Christian. Harris is the only player awarded to a Southland Conference preseason team. He was a second-team selection this season. Abilene doing some substituting here, rotating some guys in and out. Josh Delaney working the ball from the point, gives it off to Almanza. Good to see Almanza having a good year after that knee injury last year sidelined him for a good portion of the season. He's another one that if he gets going, he can be very, very deadly from inside and out. He's one of those guys that all he has to do is see it go in, and that just sparks an offensive onslaught, much like Josh Delaney is doing tonight. Sam still sticking with the man-to-man defense. Forces an ACU fallback jumper, which is no good. Kai Mitchell with the rebound, and Josh Delaney looks to push. He tells his brother Cameron to get in the corner. Jason Hooten wants a little bit more spacing here, wants to open the floor up a little bit, maybe run something, get a pick and roll down low. Yep, that's exactly what he wanted, just couldn't get to it, but they have a foul on ACU. No, excuse me, the foul is on Kai Mitchell. And we've got a timeout from Jason Hooten, who is giving the ref an earful, which is pretty much par for the course in a Sam Houston State basketball game. While Jason Hooten calms down, we're getting the second half heated up more between Abilene Christian and Sam Houston State coming up next.
show your Lone Star State spirit as we play deep in the heart of Texas. Presented by Texpress Urgent Care. Substitution for the Wildcats after timeout now in the game, number 14, Trey Levens. Wildcats
Back to the action. Jason Hooten, before that timeout, was very, very upset with one of the referees for one of the latest foul calls on Kai Mitchell. Seemed to have called Mitchell for the reach around, much to the demise of Mitchell and Jason Hooten. But still, Sam Houston maintains a 15-point lead here in their Southland opener. Haven't seen anything from Josh Delaney yet. "15 points in the first half. And right on cue, his ears must have been burning. Gets the high window two. Now 17 points. That's a game high at the moment for Josh Delaney. And ACU gets a 3 and the foul. He'll go to the line for one more to try and convert the 4-point play. That is number 5 for ACU, Peyton Ricks. He's a 6'2" junior out of Kansas. One more time. Questionable from that angle. Looks as though Harris went straight up, but according to the refs, he came down on Ricks, which forced the foul and the 4-point play. Delaney with the ball now, running the point. Sam's doing a lot of pick and pops, and pick and rolls. They just haven't had the ability to find an opening to get Kai Mitchell the ball down low. A lot of reason for that is he's been called for some cheap fouls and been in a little bit of awkward positioning down low. But the post game has not been Sam's forte here. Josh Delaney will inbound. Kai trying to take his defender off the dribble. Almost turns it over. Bowie, great hands and a tough finish for 2. It's Bowie's first points of the afternoon. Nice finish there from the junior college transfer from Kilgore. Wildcats, just like that, turn the ball over as well. And the flow of this game is really leaning towards Sam Houston State. Even when there are lulls in the scoring for both teams, Sam Houston State looks a little bit more poised than ACU. They're more methodical, and they know exactly where they want to go and the spots that they want to be in. Whereas ACU is very, very confused and doesn't look to be all one cohesive unit. As Cam Delaney has a nice move baseline for the teardrop for 2. The offense for Sam is clicking on all cylinders. They're doing it from every facet. The dribble drive, the shooting, the three-point shooting. The post play has been lacking just a little bit, but when you're shooting it like Josh Delaney, excuse me, you don't need a whole lot. And ACU goes down to their post players to get one off the window. 32, Joe Pleasant with the bucket there. He's got 6 points for the Wildcats, who trail by 15. Delaney doesn't seem to be looking for his shot as much as he did in the first half, but he definitely should, because he picked up right where he left off in the first half with that 3. Now has a game-high 20. Very focused defensively, too. Look at him not leaving his man and providing some much-needed assistance, and Bowie's got it, and he is running. A little bit out of control there, forces the turnover. But Cam Delaney is there forcing the tie-up. And the referee motions towards Abilene Christian. It'll be their ball off the loose ball. A new wave of substitutions comes in for the Wildcats. They get 3 in. And Albert Amanza and Marcus Harris come off of the floor. R.J. Smith into the game. Had some early foul trouble in the first half for Smith. Bubba Furlong is now in for Kai Mitchell. Number 4 in for ACU is the freshman Damian Daniels, who scores right on cue. Now ACU is going full court pressure, just like they did in the first half, but it's not really a pressure that seems to be forcing any turnovers. It just seems to be present. One of those pressures that's there, it doesn't bother you, it's just there, just to make sure that their defensive presence is hanging around. Sam Houston State can't convert on there. Daniels one more time, quick dribbles into the lane, dishes, but it's a travel, and that's a turnover, and we'll give it right back to Sam Houston State. And we're going to have a break in the action here as another media timeout. 52-36, Sam Houston leads ACU, looking for their first Southland Conference win of the season. More when we return. Just a minute and a half, over halfway in the second half. Sam Houston State building on that 16-point lead over Abilene Christian. Offense hasn't been as potent as it was in the first half. R.J. Smith, the pass is deflected out of bounds. We'll stay here with Sam Houston State. Last year, Sam Houston State 21-15, and 12-6 in the Southland Conference. Good enough for 4th in the league. They made the CIT tournament, went 2-1 in that postseason tournament. ACU starting to light it up from the three-point line. Hayden Farquhar, who gets the start tonight in place of Jalen Friday, the 6'9" center for ACU, who is out tonight due to suspension. We were told just before the game when Friday showed up in sweatsuits and street clothes that he would not be playing tonight. The terms and the details of the suspension are not known yet. But what we do know is the 6'9" big man, the best player for Jalen Friday for ACU, the all-conference selection, is not on the floor tonight. ACU gets a quick turnover. Daniel still in the game at point guard, the young freshman. And Bubba Furlong welcomes him to the Southland Conference with an emphatic rejection, but it stays still with ACU. Even though it was a bucket, great job right there by R.J. Smith to take the contact and not commit a cheap foul. He got 2 really quick ones in the first half that kind of put him behind the 8 ball in terms of foul trouble. But even though it was resulted in an ACU bucket, great job there by R.J. Smith to take the contact and not commit another foul. Well, we've got another timeout, which means another break in the action. But before we go off to that, we've got a replay of the block from Bubba Furlong on the young freshman point guard. The defense standing tall here in Huntsville, Texas. More from Sam Houston State coming up.
Like she's going to go with A. Let's see if she's correct. And she is. Congratulations, Haley. And thank you to the Armory for their support.
In case you were wondering, during the timeout, the trivia question was the Sam Houston statue is 67 feet tall. If you laid it on its side, how many statues could you go would reach from the Armory to campus? The answer was 6. For any of you history, math nerds out there. Josh Delaney can't convert on the 3, but nice hustle by R.J. Smith to corral the rebound to keep it with Sam Houston. And nice dish to his fellow big man, Kyle Mitchell, who puts it in for 2. Nice job of interior passing. Anytime you can get a big man that can pass in the low block or in traffic, you've got a guy who knows how to play the game of basketball and makes people around him better and makes the offense flow a little bit easier. And that's what you had right there between Mitchell and Smith. Sam Houston going right back to him, but we've got a foul. And the freshman point guard, Daniels, even though right before the timeout he got his shot blocked, he is still a very energetic young man in his first season of college basketball. Draws the foul there to give possession right back to ACU. Oh, Jason Hooten wanted to travel on that one, but instead he got a foul call. Jason Hooten has been on these referees all night. There have been some questionable calls. There have been some questionable foul calls against Sam Houston State. And then there have been some calls that simply weren't made that Jason Hooten and one of his assistants, Chris Smudge, have been very, very vocal about. That one, and it looks very borderline. It could have gone either way, but the ref said it's a foul. And that's how it's going to go into the scorebook, and the free throw will go in there as well. So now we have our first single-digit lead for Sam Houston State of the second half. Josh Delaney, tough layup there, but can't convert. Daniels pushing the ball at the other end. Gives it to Jalen Franklin. Athletic move. Draws the foul on the freshman Zach Nuttall, and that was experience versus inexperience there. Franklin just muscled Nuttall to the ground and kind of gave him a little taunting as he stepped over him while Nuttall was collecting himself on the ground. So Franklin will go to the line for 2 free throws. Nuttall will be charged with his first foul of the night. Let's take one more look. Franklin, again, might have gotten away with an elbow to the chin, but it's called a foul, and that's how it's going to stand. So one more free throw remaining for Franklin. And ACU has shown a little bit of life here in the second half. We're down 18 at the half and now have cut that all the way down to 8. And it hasn't been anything special. Free throws and running their offense. Nice pass by Nuttall. Couldn't be handled by Mitchell. It's going to come all the way back around for Bowie. But he can't get it, and we've got a foul. Damian Daniels, the young freshman, raising his hand for the foul. No, the foul was on Daniels. The foul was on R.J. Smith. So when we come back, we're going to have ACU ball and more Southland Conference basketball action when we return. It's been a point of contention all game from Jason Hooten about the fouls and how this game has been officiated. And the play right before the timeout was no different. We'll get to that replay here in 1 second as ACU. Here's the play that was. Yeah, we're going to get to that replay here in a little bit, but in the meantime, ACU continues their struggles of not turning the ball over. Gives it to Sam Houston State one more time. Zach Nuttall comes out of the game. Chad Bowie now handling things at the point guard position for Sam. There's been a concerted effort to continue and try and go down low on the block to see how the post play would go, and it went pretty well there. Kai Mitchell on the receiving end of that lob for 2 points. They just haven't been able to get down low because of the congestion and the traffic and the paint from ACU, which has forced the in and out game and a lot of perimeter shots, which tonight has worked in Sam's favor thanks to Josh Delaney. A nice move by Kai Mitchell. Almost had a reverse layup and one, but instead he'll go to the line for your standard 2 free throws.
Mitchell at the line to shoot 2.
Kai Mitchell, the junior from Haverstraw, New York. 3rd in the Southland in rebounding at 7.6 per game. And leads Sam Houston with 3 double-doubles. And for a big man, he's very athletic, as you can see there. Just went right through an armbar of an ACU defender and almost had the dipsy-do finish for the and one. ACU just hasn't looked comfortable, and I know that's been the theme for the women's game and this one. But their offense just seemed to be very stagnant and a lot of standing around as Albert Almanza draws the charging foul to give the ball back to Sam. It's been a lot of standing around and watching and not a lot of action. And that was pretty blatant there. Jason Hooten has no problems with that call as Almanza is thrown to the floor for the charging foul. And when it comes to committing turnovers, Sam Houston State has only committed more than 15 turnovers once this year, and that was 19 against Jackson State. They've not turned the ball over 20 times in a game in 23 total games dating back to last season. So there has been a point of emphasis from Jason Hooten on taking care of the ball, because when you take care of the ball, you don't give the ball away, and when you don't give the ball away, the other team doesn't have a chance to score it. So the Cats have been very good this year for the most part in limiting the turnovers. Chad Bowie converts 1 of 2 free throws. Bowie averaging just under 10 points a game at 9.2. A very solid backup to either of the Delaney brothers, or Marcus Harris, or whoever runs the point. ACU starting to feel it from the three-point land. That 3 draws the deficit to 10. Sam Houston State is unfazed. Bowie coming up, trying to work on his defender, get something going deep in the paint. Tries to save it, but he stepped out of bounds in the process. We'll switch things over to the team in purple. 5:46 left to play in the Southland Conference opener for Sam Houston State. And if you're going to open up conference play anywhere, it might as well be at home. 14-2 last year, Sam Houston State was at home. And this year, they're already off to a hot start as well. 4-1, looking to go 5-1 tonight. But the Wildcats aren't going to go quietly. The jumper there gets it to within 8, and all of a sudden, we have a ball game on our hands. Sam one more time going inside to Kai Mitchell. Alonza, deep 3, can't get it to go. And rebound ACU. Franklin's going to bring it up. Goes off the screen. Jaron Lewis, the floater, can't get it to go. Ball's going to be tapped around. It's going to come right back to Lewis, who kicks it out to Franklin, who gives it to Peyton Ricks. And the good ball movement results in 3 points, and Jason Hooten immediately looks to the bench. It looked as though he was going to make a substitution, but then kind of caught himself on it and decided not to. And we have another Sam Houston State turnover. Ricks with the ball, comes up to Franklin. And ACU's got a chance with a bucket to make it a one-possession game, and they have gotten it. Now down to within 2, and just like that, a lead that was at once 18 has been whittled all the way down to 2, thanks to some sharp shooting by Abilene Christian and some careless ball handling by Sam Houston State. Here's what we're talking about. Ricks in the corner. That's a junior shot. That's a savvy move from the savvy veteran. And as we said, now just a 2-point lead for Sam Houston State. It was once 18. They led by 18, and Josh Delaney, who had 15 first half points and was perfect from the three-point line, has gone cold, as well as his other teammates on the offensive end for Sam Houston State. So after this game, what does the schedule for Sam Houston State look like? Well, after Abilene Christian, they will go on the road at Central Arkansas on January 9th. And then on January 12th, they'll be right back here in Huntsville against Incarnate Word. That'll be back-to-back conference home games. The 16th of January, they'll have A&M Corpus Christi right here in Huntsville before hitting the road for 2 more road games against HBU, Northwestern State, before returning home against Lamar, and rounding out the month on the road at Southeastern Louisiana. So ACU's sharp shooting has brought them all the way back to within 2. And you couple that with some Sam Houston State carelessness on the offensive end, and we've got a ball game. Delaney running the point, Josh. Kai Mitchell, the only post player in the game, is the only one kind of patrolling the paint. Everyone else is on the perimeter. And we've got a foul call. Foul's going to be on number 32, Joe Pleasant, for Abilene Christian. That's his first of the game. And we'll line things up to shoot some free throws now in the bonus. Can't convert, and we give the ball right back to Abilene Christian. At worst, they could tie here. They're going down low to their post man, but ripped away by Mitchell. Just overpowered Pleasant at the block. Just took it away from him. And this is when you really need that savvy veteran leadership to step up, especially the seniors, especially the older guys, the Delaney brothers, and Marcus Harris. Guys that have been here and played a lot of tough games, especially in conference play. And Josh Delaney, what a game he has had, and what a move there. Just muscled his way into the lane with a nice layup to double the lead for Sam Houston State to 4. ECU still having problems getting into their offensive sets and do anything on offense, really. But nice move there. Joe Pleasant with the left hand off the window. He's got 8 points on the afternoon. 3 players for ACU on the floor now have 8 points. Delaney doesn't like what he sees. He wants something a little bit better, backs it out. He's going to work his defender one-on-one before driving. Goes And once again, Josh Delaney comes through in the clutch, the and one. And he's got a date with the charity stripe for one more. What a great move that was for Delaney. The senior from Harker Heights just takes his defender off the dribble, absorbs the contact, and flips it up with the offhand for the and one, converts on the back end for 3 points. And now Sam has a little bit of breathing room, up 5. It's nothing like that 18-point halftime lead, but it's still a lead that is relatively comfortable for the likes of Jason Hooten. After that foul, 10th foul on the Bearcats. So we'll now go for 2 free throws. Ricks is good for the first one. Ricks, a 6'2", 190 junior from Wichita, Kansas. So Sam's got 1:45 left to see if they can hold on for their first Southland Conference victory of the season. And Josh Delaney wants to make sure that there is a tally mark in the win column in Southland Conference play after tonight with a nice layup. Ricks comes right back, can't get the fallback jumper to go. Loose ball, scrum on the ground. We've got a jump ball possession arrow. Seems to stay with Abilene Christian. Let's take another look. Loose ball here. It's Cam Delaney and Kai Mitchell in the middle of a couple Abilene Christian players. So yeah, the ball will stay right here with Abilene Christian. Closing in on a minute left to play. Franklin in the corner. What a big shot that was from B.J. Maxwell, the 3. And once again, we're back to a 2-point lead for Sam Houston State. Josh Delaney telling his team, quiet down, calm down. We still have the lead. He wants to run this offense and find something that's perfect for him and his team at this situation, which is why he is not rushing anything. They go to the lob underneath to Mitchell, who has the beautiful up and under layup for 2. What a great move on both ends. The awareness of Delaney to find Mitchell and the athleticism of Mitchell to put it in, but at the other end, just as quickly as everyone was happy about that Sam Houston basket, Abilene comes right back with a bucket of their own to maintain that 2-point deficit. Still within striking distance. We're going to get a 30-second timeout from Abilene. They want to talk it over, and Jason Hooten wants to talk it over with his guys too. 28.1 seconds left in this second half. That's all that stands between Sam Houston State and their first Southland Conference win of the season. And we told you the Bearcats they're going to be looking to win the Southland Conference opener for the first time since the 2015-2016 season, as we take another look at the Delaney to Kai Mitchell up and under to extend the lead back to 4, excuse me. So Sam's want to win the conference opener, especially on their home floor. That starts everything off with a great taste in your mouth and not a sour one. So as we get the baseline scrubbed up, the referee telling Marcus Harris he is allowed to run. ACU going with a light full court trap. Haven't turned it up, will when they hit the center court line, and they do. But Sam breaks it perfectly, now looking to trap and or foul. Josh Delaney is fouled. But we've got a timeout by Jason Hooten before any damage can be done. Looks like it's going to be a 30-second timeout. We will quickly step away. When we come back, we've got 13 seconds left before Sam Houston can notch its first Southland Conference victory of the season. Stay with us. All right, we've got a bit of a barn burner on our hands here. Sam Houston State at one point had an 18-point lead, but thanks to some sharp shooting from Abilene Christian and some timely defensive plays, the Wildcats have clawed all the way back to within 2. But Sam Houston State has the ball, looking to foul ACU more than likely once they get it in. Now we've got a violation on 34 here. Wasn't giving the inbounder enough room, a clear lane to throw the ball in. Marcus Harris, the one inbounding. Cam Delaney, Josh Delaney breaks free, has the ball, and he is immediately fouled. And will go to the line for 2 free throws. He's been the star for Sam Houston in the entire game. As of right now, 27 points. And a fantastic effort, especially from behind the three-point arc. At one point was perfect from 3 in the first half. He's pretty good from the foul line, too. Nails the foul shot there to have 28 points and a 3-point Sam Houston State lead. And the strange thing about Josh Delaney is, to go along with his 28 points, he's committed no fouls. He has no fouls to his name, but hoping that he gets a win here. And so now we've got a 2-possession game thanks to both Josh Delaney free throws. ACU pushing up quick. Franklin lays it in, and with 5.1 seconds, Jason Hooten calls a quick timeout. Excuse me. ACU calls a quick timeout. Now that was Jason Hooten, excuse me again for the second time. So 5.1 seconds left to play. Sam Houston leading 70-68. Jason Hooten talking it over with his boys, drawing up something probably not devious, probably not creative, something to the degree of get the ball in without turning it over. Marcus Harris looks to inbound. On the floor, it's both Delaney brothers, Bowie, Almanza, and Marcus Harris. So they get the ball into Josh Delaney, who's immediately fouled dangerously close to the out-of-bounds line there in the corner, but had enough presence of mind to keep his wits about him and stay inside the line, and he will go to the foul line for free throws. As we take an official timeout here, one of the officials is over at the scorer's table looking at the monitor, assuming to see who exactly committed the foul. Let's take another look from the high angle. A little bit of a bobble there. Yeah, the foul was called on number 32, Joe Pleasant. So if that's what the officials are looking at, or they're looking at how much time is left on the clock, foul was called, and yes, 0.6 seconds were put back onto the clock. It was 3.6. Now we have 4.2 seconds left in the game. Again, Josh Delaney will be at the line shooting 2 free throws. Now with a game-high 29 points for Delaney. Sam Houston up by 2. So now a made free throw makes it, at worst, a chance for ACU to tie the game. Second free throw is good. And now Jason Hooten calls a timeout in the chess match that is the late game heroics in a very, very close game. 71-68, Sam Houston with 4.2 seconds left to play. And as we said before, this game in the first half was all Sam Houston. It was Josh Delaney and the Cats shooting the lights out. Delaney was perfect from the 3-point line, had 15 points in the first half, and has doubled his offensive output in the second half with 30 points. But as his points have doubled, Sam Houston's lead has dwindled. It was 18 at one point, is now 3. And Sam Houston State finds themselves in a situation not unlike one that they've been in before. This is conference play, so anything can happen anywhere. But if you're going to have a game like this, if you're going to lose a lead this big, you might as well do it at home in the confines of your own gym. Because the Cats are 14-2 from a year ago at home and 4-1 this year. So they know how to get it done at home. So Sam's going to put the full court pressure on them. ACU inbounds. Maxwell pulls up for the desperation 3, and it is short. That is your game. Sam Houston State squeaks by 71-68 behind 30 points from Josh Delaney. Abilene Christian falls to 12-3 overall and 1-1 in Southland Conference play. Sam Houston moves to 6-8 and gets their first win in Southland Conference play as we take one more look at the desperation heave from B.J. Maxwell that did not fall for ACU. That's how we end things here from Johnson Coliseum in Huntsville, Texas. Sam Houston, a 3-point winner, 71-68.